Hurricane Erin continues to churn in the Atlantic. It's making its way up the U.S. East Coast and is expected to bring with it dangerous surf. Now, for more on this, we're joined now by our meteorologist, Ross Hall. So, Ross, this storm appears to be pretty powerful. What exactly are we seeing right now?
Yeah, Miranda, it's still a very large storm, and it still does have some very strong winds associated with it, hurricane-force winds. Not as strong as it was earlier this week when it reached major hurricane status, but you can see how large it is, about 1,000 kilometers across here, and it is slowly starting to turn towards the north. And because of its slow movement, well, areas to the west of the storm, the U.S. East Coast, are going to be under tropical storm force winds and also feeling the impacts of very high waves and pounding surf and rip currents throughout the day today and even into tomorrow. So you can see the storm is slowly moving towards the north. We do have tropical storm warnings for the outer banks of North Carolina and along the Carolinas here. So tropical storm force winds mean winds over 100 kilometers per hour. Because many of these areas along the coast here are exposed, there is the concern for storm surge and for flooding as the storm slowly moves towards the north and impacts these areas.
Well, Ross, the storm has actually prompted evacuations in North Carolina. So should Atlantic Canada be worried?
Yeah, the main concern for the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada as this storm travels towards the north, and it will weaken as it does so, but could still be a hurricane south of Canadian waters. The main concern is for the beaches of the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia and also some of the Atlantic coast of Newfoundland. There will be the same situation. We're looking at large waves with this and the potential for some rip currents as well as the storm tracks to the south. But you can see the center of the storm well to the south of the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada, and I don't even expect any of the tropical storm force winds to impact those areas either. It's a different story though as this storm pushes north. You can see the impacts for the Carolina coast, Virginia as well. Then the storm takes a turn towards the northeast, the main winds avoiding the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada, but it can be a little deceiving because we are expecting some sunshine, some pleasant weather this weekend, so many people will want to head to the beach, but they'll have to heed the warnings of that potential for, of course, some very strong waves, high waves, and those rip currents too. Miranda.
Well, as the saying goes, the calm before the storm. Ross, as always, thank you so much for the update. That is our meteorologist, Ross Hall.